created it by hand. From mighty mountains to the raging sea, to every leaf on every single tree. It's in the holy book. Just open up and take a look. It's a story for young and old, the greatest story ever told. So lend an ear and you will hear the greatest story. The greatest story.
In the beginning, there was God. The earth was empty and dark. God looked over the surface of the world. It was time for something to happen.
Let there be light.
And the earth became light.
I shall call the light day and the darkness night.
And so there had been darkness and then light. And that was the world's very first day. Now, God was just getting started. The next thing to do was to make the sky above the world and to fill the sky with clouds. And that was the second day of the world. On the third day, God separated the water from the dry land. God made all kinds of things to put on the land. There were rocks and mountains, valleys, deserts, and beaches. There were big islands and little islands. There were oceans and seas, rivers and lakes. But there was still more to come on the third day, because God wasn't done yet. It was time to make all the plants. God made tall trees and short bushes, vines, ferns, leaves, and flowers. God gave all the flowers a different size, color, shape, and smell. And all the grasses and plants and trees that make seeds and fruits were made on the third day too. On the fourth day, God made a brilliant light in the sky called the sun to light up the day, and a silvery one called the moon to add some light to the nighttime. And as a special touch, God added billions of twinkling stars to the night. On the fifth day, God made some creatures to live in this beautiful world. There were birds, and more birds, and more birds. rivers and oceans and seas and lakes, God made fish. And the oceans were full of all sorts of amazing creatures. And that was the end of the fifth day. But there was still a lot more for God to do. On the sixth day, it was time to make the rest of the animals. There were so many animals to make. Big animals, and small animals. There were spotted animals, and horned animals. Every one of God's animals was beautiful. Now, on this sixth day, God did something else that was very important. God created the first man. And that man was called Adam. Then God blew the breath of life right into Adam.
Where am I?
Welcome to the world, Adam.
Who are you?
I am God. Look around you. All the plants of the earth and all their seeds and all their fruits, I give them to you. And all the animals. You have power over them as well. Everything is yours to use, to care for, and protect.
Sit. Sit, please.
God looked over everything and was happy. And on the seventh day, God rested.
Ah, it is very good.
Now, God wanted Adam to live in the most wonderful place that could ever be. So God planted a beautiful garden for Adam to live in. It was called the Garden of Eden. God made a great river run through the garden, and then the river split into 4 great rivers. Adam had all the animals for company in the garden.
Whoa. Excuse me. Hey!
Adam's first job was to name all the animals.
This new request from God sounds like it's quite a job. I'm going to be as busy as a bee. I've got to search my brain and come up with a name for every living, breathing thing I see. You with the large brown spots, eating from treetops, your neck is the biggest part of you. Twisting round so easily, I believe your name will be Stretchy. Now that's pretty catchy. Or perhaps Giraffe will do. The jungle must belong to one so fierce and strong. I shiver and tremble at your growl. So you with the flowing mane, I give you the kingly name, Rory. No, that fits you poorly. Maybe lion is fine for now. Those flippy flappy things, I think I'll call them wings. And creatures they're attached to will be birds. The redbreast will be robin, ostrich that big odd one. Parrot is the clawed one who repeats all my words. I'd say your fancy shell protects you very well, although it can slow you down a bit. So you with the scaly skin, I name you and all your kin Pokey. Nah, too hokey. Know your word'll be turtle, yeah, just right. The swimmers in the sea will mostly fishes be, with whale and snail and lobster one and all. The orange one is goldfish, cod, the ice cold fish. Tadpole has the bold wish of one day being frog. The way you jump around, you hardly touch the ground, and scamper so fast you're just a blur. So you with the cottontail, you'll be known on every trail as Hopper. No, that's not proper. Oh, I have it, you're rabbit for sure. It's still early in the day, and I'm well on my way to naming every animal I know. Why, there's only 500,000 more to go.
Looks like you've got a dear friend. I'd like to have a friend too.
There were many animals to name. Adam grew very tired of trying to decide what to call each one. Now, God looked down on Adam sleeping there in the garden, and Adam looked very alone. And God decided that Adam needed a companion, someone to be with. God decided it was time to make another person, so God created woman.
What?
Hello.
Hello. I mean, hi. Shucks.
Where am I?
You're in God's garden, the Garden of Eden. It's really nice here. You'll see. These are my friends. This is Monkey, and this is Dog, and this is, I haven't named you yet, have I? Gee, I guess you need a name too, don't you? How do you like Eve?
Oh, it's lovely. Eve, I like it. And I like this place.
Me too. You see, God made this garden for me. I mean, us, to live in. And everything's pretty, and you can eat anything you want. And
Not quite.
Who was that?
that was God.
Oh,
God's the one who made us.
There is one fruit in all the garden that you may not eat.
There is?
This is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. You may eat of anything else in the garden, but you may not eat the fruit from this tree.
Okay, tree of knowledge of good and evil. No eating. Absolutely no eating.
right. Anything else in the garden is okay, but not that tree.
Definitely not that tree.
Right.
And so Adam and Eve lived very happily in the Garden of Eden. Until one day,
I'm so happy, life's a breeze, picking fruit from off the trees. La 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 la.
Howdy.
Oh, you startled me. Hello. What are you called?
Why, I'm a serpent. Nice to meet ya.
Nice to meet you, too.
Nice day, isn't it?
Very nice day.
Nice tree, isn't it?
Very nice tree.
Nice fruit.
I have to go now.
No, you don't. We're just getting to know each other. You don't want to hurt my feelings, do ya?
No.
Good, because I want us to be very good friends. Now, as I was saying, it's nice fruit, isn't it? You can eat it, you know.
Eat what?
You know what I'm talking about. The fruit of this tree. You can eat it.
The fruit of this tree? No, I can't eat that.
Sure you can. It's easy. It tastes great.
We're not allowed to eat that. God said so. God said we'd be in big trouble if we ate that fruit.
Nah, you won't be in trouble. God just doesn't want you to eat the fruit from this tree, because if you eat it, you'll get smart. Like God. What's the matter? Are you a chicken?
I'm not a chicken.
Well then, why not give it a shot? Just one teeny tiny taste. God probably won't even notice. And this fruit, I'm telling you, is incredible.
No, I really can't.
I'll never tell. Try it.
Well, if it won't kill me, and it'll make me smart, maybe just one tiny taste. Sort of a lick, not even a bite, really. Oh, how bad could that be?
Pretty good, huh?
I've got to tell Adam about this. Adam! Adam! You'll never guess what just happened.
What?
You know the fruit?
Which fruit?
You know, the one we weren't supposed to eat.
What about it? You didn't. Did you?
I did.
Eve, how could you?
Adam, it's great. I want you to try it too. That serpent over there told me all about it. I just took a little bite, that's all.
But Eve will really get it if we eat that fruit.
I didn't get it, did I?
I guess not.
Just take a tiny bite. God's probably not even looking. Oh, go ahead.
I don't know. It was good, but suddenly I feel kind of scared. I just feel so, I don't know, so sort of naked. Good grief! I'm naked!
Yikes! I'm naked too!
That's better.
What were we thinking?
Uh-oh.
I think God's coming.
I think we're in trouble.
Big trouble.
I think we're gonna get it now.
We better hide.
Adam, Eve, what are you doing?
We're, hiding.
Why?
Well, we didn't want you to see us. We did a bad thing. We were scared.
How did you know these things? Did you eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil?
Well, yes, but it was her fault. She talked me into it.
It wasn't my fault. That serpent talked me into it.
I am not happy. You have disobeyed me.
We're sorry.
We're really sorry.
I'm not worried. What can happen to me?
You, serpent, will crawl on your belly and eat dust forever.
Ah, no.
You will fear people, and people will fear you. This is your punishment for all time. And you, Adam and Eve, because I trusted you and you disobeyed me, you must leave the garden. Life was easy for you here, but it will not be easy outside. You will have to work hard, and your children will have to work hard. You will know what it means to hurt and suffer pain. Here are some garments to keep you warm after you leave the garden. Now go.
God put an angel with a flaming sword at the entrance to the garden, so Adam and Eve could never go back. But even though Adam and Eve had disobeyed God, even though they had to leave the garden, God still loved them.
I'm sorry, Eve.
I'm sorry too, Adam. I guess we're all alone now.
Not quite alone.
And thus began Adam and Eve's new life outside the garden. From then on, their life was filled with joy and sadness, good things and bad. But even though they could never go back to the garden, God did not abandon Adam and Eve. God always watched over them, wherever they went, forever after. God separated the water from the dry land. God made all kinds of things to put on the land. There were rocks and mountains, valleys, deserts, and beaches. There were big islands and little islands. There were oceans and seas, rivers and lakes. But there was still more to come on the third day, because God wasn't done yet. It was time to make all the plants. God made tall trees and short bushes, vines, ferns, leaves, and flowers. God gave all the flowers a different size, color, shape, and smell. And all the grasses and plants and trees that make seeds and fruits were made on the third day too.